Okay, what has happened is last week my daddy visited and brought me a bunch of stuff that was mom's, and this sweater happens to be one of them. It's very pretty and very fall, winter. It's very winter outside, so I'm wearing it today. So I was griping about my hair because I hate my hair, as we all know, all the time. Hate my hair. Well, I don't really hate my hair. It just makes me angry, and it's precisely this piece here pissing me off today, making me angry. Anyway, so I was griping about it, and Dad's like, well, how much does that sort of thing cost? And I'm like, well, one, I'm willing to pay, and I'm just too lazy to go cut it myself right now. So he handed me a couple bills and said, I want you to promise me you're going to use this to go get your hair done and then send me a picture. So I am going to go get it done. I actually colored it this morning, and so it's my traditional beautiful red, or one various shade of that. And I've got this whoopty thing here, which is way cool. So that's at least something. But it's overgrown since I last cut it. And I figure I would just go to the store today and go to the mall and get it cut. And he gave me a little extra and said, get yourself something nice. So on the way to get my hair cut, I'm going to get a Starbucks because I want a Starbucks. And yeah, coffee. Daddy again visited, and we didn't do a whole lot because it's off season here. Here, let me put these up. Mostly I wore those to hold my hair back because it's so long, and there we go. Now you can see my eyes. He visited last week, and we didn't do a whole bunch because it's off season, and there's really not a lot to do in off season, but all the restaurants are open. So guess what we did? We went and ate. We ate a lot. The second night he was here, well, he got here on Saturday, and so I had already cooked so that we wouldn't have to think about what to do. If he was hungry when he got home, he could just cook, and or he could just eat because I had already cooked. So that's what I did. I made chicken because everybody loves chicken, right? Fried chicken, and we did that and talked, and he was so tired, bless his heart, and so he went to bed, and we woke up the next morning, and that was Sunday. So we went to breakfast. He was hungry early on, and we went to breakfast, and we were trying to decide what we were going to do, if we were going to go out and eat breakfast, or if I was going to cook breakfast and then we go out to eat later. And because we were talking, and Chris had mentioned that he hadn't had sushi in like a really long time, and me either, and we love sushi, and Dad's like, I've never had sushi before. So that's not really how Dad talks. That's a dramatization of Dad. Anyway, so he's like, well, I haven't had sushi before, and I think I would like to try some sushi, and so we shall have sushi. And so, okay, so we went to the IHOP because Danny's is too slow, and had breakfast, and he had chicken cheddar bacon crepes for breakfast, which he never had before, and he loved them and thought they were awesome. We took Dad to this awesome sushi restaurant in town that doesn't pay me to say their name, so I'm not gonna. And but those of us who know me know who it is, and it's Yummo. And we took Dad there, and we picked out a couple sushi rolls, and we let Dad decide what he thought was tasty, what would taste good. So he picked out a couple, and they were all fabulous, and he tried all of them, and he really decided that he liked sushi. He didn't realize that sushi is the way you fix the food, not raw fish. Sushi doesn't equal raw fish. Sashimi equals raw fish. Not all sushi has sashimi in it. But he did get to try some, and he realized that it actually is really good with raw fish, with smoked fish, with cooked fish, so I mean, he really enjoyed it, and I'm very glad he did, because it opened up a whole new bubble for him of things to try. We had some with eel, shrimp, crab, tuna, salmon, you name it. We had a roll with that in it, and we had about 6 rolls. So, 'cause. So, yeah, there's that. So then, we went to breakfast, and we had a couple sushi rolls, and we let Dad decide what he thought was tasty, what would taste good. So he picked out a couple, and they were all fabulous, and he really decided that he liked sushi. He didn't realize that sushi is the way you fix the food, not raw fish. Sashimi equals raw fish. Not all sushi has sashimi in it. Sashimi doesn't equal raw fish. we came back home after eating sushi because we were all stuffed like crazy, and of course Chris had to go to bed early, so me and Dad stayed up talking and whatnot. It was a fabulous time. We did a lot of talking, a lot of eating. I took him to Saffron, which is, they don't pay me either, but it's the only way. It's an Indian restaurant. It's Pakistani food, and Aaron went and we had Pakistani with my dad, and Brandon went too, and he had never tried that, so we tried Pakistani and he loved it and was very glad that he had tried that and wished he'd tried it sooner. But again, as we said multiple times throughout his visit, my mom is not very adventurous with food, and so Daddy missed out on a lot of cuisine that he could have otherwise tried, except for Mom. Mom's palate. She just she didn't like spicy food. If it smelled weird, she wouldn't try it. And yeah, I get that, but she missed out on a lot of good food while she was here. So Daddy got to try that, and we took him to the Willow's Tea Room, and he'd never had actual English cuisine like that before, and he totally loved that. Erin cooked one night and made this awesome pasta dish that she makes, and of course he totally loved that too, and I gave him a bunch of recipes to try, and we just had a really good time. It was a lot of good food and a lot of good talk, and we had a lot of good conversations about memories, and he told some stories about when he was young and whatnot, and it was just a fun time. We really had a good time. I kept apologizing because I felt like we were boring. He's like, no, really, this is what I needed. He said, I just needed to be with family, and I'm like, oh, well, good, I'm glad, and I wish he moved here, and I wish he could live closer. And he's like, oh yeah, it's what it is right now. So maybe if the gods align the stars properly, and then Dad will be able to move here, or at least closer, so it's not such a distance between us that we can't see each other but once or twice a year. Let's see. So yet again, I'm in between jobs, and it's not terribly scary. A little scary, but not bad scary. There is a little money helper coming, so not a big deal. So I'm just going to look for another seasonal job until I can put my hands on a real job. And do the things that I was trying to do before and see what sticks. And worst case scenario, it'll be time for them to hire for the shuttle again, and I'll get that job back. So it is what it is. I don't believe there is a perfect job, so it'll be what it is, and that's should have been my motto all along, and not worry about it and just let whatever happens, because you can only do what you can do, right? I mean, I'm not going to make a big huge stink over it anymore. I got to work at the Spirit store. That was pretty fun. I got to set it up and break it down. Setting up was way more fun than breaking it down. I ended up being assistant manager, so there's that, and I have that little notch in my belt now. So now I can actually apply for assistant manager positions and be legitimately qualified for that, so that's good. Let's see. I'm just gonna try not to put all my ducks in one boat, basket, whatever, pond, whatever ducks do. I'm not, I gotta keep my ducks in a row, but I'm not going to confine them so much like I used to try to, and I'm not going to worry so much over what I have to get done to accomplish the things that I have to accomplish. I'm just, if it happens, it happens. It's wonderful. I did a lot this year that I had wanted to do. It just was one way it didn't work as successfully as it could have on these particular items. So, it is what it is. It was a semi-success, which is better than not even trying. So that's a good thing. And I will accept small wins, because small wins are better than no wins, and eventually they all add up to a big win. So that's what I'm going to do. And not going to try to put so many irons in the fire like I did last year when my job ended, and try to do so much of all the things to try to make something stick, because that just was tiring and it was depressing and it was an epic fail, because I wanted all those things to happen and none of them were wholly successful, and some of them just were failures altogether. But I tried, and that's the important part, and that's the part I gotta try to remember, is a small win is a win. You can't fail if you don't try, and a failure isn't a failure, it's just one way it didn't work. So those are going to be the things that I look forward to in the future when I'm trying something, and when it's not working, learn how to back up and start over. Alrighty then. Ginger spice coffee, and it's hot, hot, hot. I'm just going to ride it out. If I have to do retail at Christmas time, so be it. I don't like retail, but you know, whatever. It's got to be something that pays the bills, and that's the important part. It's got to pay the bills. Ugh, this coif is just something. Look at this. It's so huge and big, and wow. Yeah, long. It needs some taming. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go tame the coif. Okay, this is it. Now, she didn't curl it or anything, but I don't know if you can tell, she tapered it, and I've got a lot of body here now, and so that is something I get to go home and play with. Let's see, I got this little present from her. I got Avapui Hydro Cream Whip Frizz Control hairspray. I don't know if you can see that. And these are apparently reference cards to give somebody else so that I can spread the word. Her business card. Treats. What other treats are in here? Oh, Matrix. Color Last shampoo and conditioner. And and I got a kiss. I got a kiss. So that was sweet. She is a sweet lady. I really like her. She's a lot like me. She's real boisterous and talks a lot, and she's fun. She's fun. I liked her. So she gave me this little treat bag, and got my hair did, and I'm gonna go home and play with it now because I like the way she did it. I got this swoopy part, I got this stand-uppy part, and she took all the bulk out of it, so I don't feel like I have this box do, and I think I'm gonna like this haircut. So I'm gonna go home and play with it, and then I'll show you the finished product.